am Morgan.
And I'm Jake, and this is
Neverland Navigation Radio,
where we get into the holly versus the jolly, the Universal versus Disney Christmas Smackdown 2024.
Yeah. Nice.
Thank you very much. Today we're going to be comparing some different holiday time offerings offered by both Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando Resort.
Yeah, we're kind of new to Universal.
We're newbies.
Yeah, we are Disney longtime super fans.
Veterans.
Yes. So since this is our first year as Universal pass holders, we thought we would do a little comparison.
Yes, we have been...
Not like a Smackdown per se, just a little... conversation.
That was just for the marketing.
Okay,
there will be no smacks. Don't worry. Before we get into the Christmas hullabaloo of it all, we did want to say thank you so much for joining us. We hope you're having a good holiday season. And if you would like to bestow a gift upon us for the holidays, we would be so filled with gratitude. And the way that you can do that is, first of all, just by watching and listening along. If you're on a listening platform like Apple Podcasts or Spotify, and you feel like leaving a review for the show, letting us know that you enjoyed it, it helps us out a lot. It helps us continue to make more episodes of Neverland and Navigation Radio. And if you would like to see the visual version of the podcast, check out our YouTube channel, Neverland Navigation Co., where we upload weekly visual versions of this very podcast that you are listening to through your warm, cozy earmuffs right now. Okay.
In addition to that, sorry, I was like...
I threw her off
You threw me
track.
way off with the
She
earmuffs.
was on the Polar Express, and I derailed the entire thing.
Yes, I apologize. In addition to that, a wonderful gift for me would be if you are thinking about going on any kind of vacation, whether it's Disney, Universal, cruise, Vegas, anything. If you send me an email at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com, I can be your free travel agent and help you get the best deal out there.
Mm-hmm.
I do weekly deal monitoring, and you get free custom trip t-shirts from our 5-star Etsy shop for your trip. So that's for your whole family. It's free because wherever you're going pays me commission, even though they don't charge you more. It's a fantastic deal for you. It's awesome for me. And to set that up, you just email me at neverlandnavigationco@gmail.com.
Yes, a vacation's so easy. It's like Christmas magic.
Yeah.
Give yourself the gift of free family t-shirts.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, let's get into some of the destinations that people like to plan when they are booking with you. You book all kinds of things, but Disney and Universal are also popular.
Mm-hmm.
And
my bread and butter, if you will.
Yes, absolutely. Your greatest hits. So,
yeah.
And at Disney and Universal, the holiday offerings are plentiful. Yes, there's a lot to see and a lot to do.
And my favorite time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's extra magic. And it's a very popular time to go as well. So there's a lot that they do to try to appeal to these people who are looking for a magical holiday experience. And some of the things that we're going to be talking about across the span of both of these different themed resorts are decorations, lights, entertainment like shows and parades, and the atmosphere in general across both of the resorts. And like Morgan said, we're kind of new to the holiday magic at Universal Studios, but we've been enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have gotten to see a little bit more than I have, so this will be a little bit of you filling me in on some of the holiday offerings that you've gotten to experience. But let's start with something that we know and are very passionate about, which is Christmas decorations and lights at Walt Disney World and at Universal. This has got to be like one of the most important parts of the whole thing.
Totally.
Right?
Christmas lights being kind of everywhere is my happy place.
Yeah.
And I feel like in some areas of Disney World, they do a great job, like Main Street. Main Street always is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of Disney Christmas. And Universal does it. I find the light situation to be very similar between the two.
Yeah.
Because with Disney, comparison is a little difficult with Disney having 4 parks and Universal having 2.
Yeah.
But
almost 3, but right now 2.
Yeah. So with Magic Kingdom, Main Street is so gorgeous and lit up and everything, but then the other lands, not so much.
Right. They kind of stick with Main Street.
Yeah. In Epcot, I feel like the bulk of the holiday decorating is in World Showcase.
Right.
And then in Animal Kingdom, it's kind of sprinkled throughout, but not much.
Mostly
anywhere.
Concentrated in front of the Tree of Life.
And Dino Land, but...
Yeah, they've got some Dino Land decorations, but hey, maybe they'll celebrate some type of holiday offering in the Tropical Americas.
Yeah. And then I think best park overall goes to Hollywood Studios because they have Sunset Boulevard, they have the Echo Lake, which is maybe my favorite place to be for Christmas, my favorite decorations, just because they're so unique.
And they not only receive decorations and lights, but also on Sunset Boulevard, they kind of receive entertainment.
A projection show and Snope.
Right. They get like a whole thing over there.
Right.
Which I think is actually comparable in Universal terms to some of the offerings that they have for, they do like a projection Christmas. Hogwarts projection moment.
Right.
And that reminds me either of Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam, which was the seasonal projection show that they do on the Chinese theater, or the Tower of Terror projections. Although that's not really a show, it's more of like an ambient
I would hardly call the show an Hogsmeade a show.
Oh, did you get to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I would love to go into that because there are some things that...
Tell me.
But let me back up a little bit. So in Hollywood Studios, we named those two sections that are really amazing. And then Toy Story Land is also pretty well done. But then there are a few areas that really aren't. So in all four of the parks, it's half or less.
Yeah.
Right? So in Universal and Universal Islands of Adventure, I would say they have a similar thing going on where some areas are done up and some are not. Like Islands of Adventure. The other thing that I will say hurts Universal in this smackdown is that Universal closes way earlier.
Oh, yeah. Less time for light enjoyment.
Yes. So... like in the middle of the winter Wonderland season on a Sunday, you're closing Universal Studios at 6 p.m. That doesn't make sense to me. I didn't get to experience, so, but the same could be said of Animal Kingdom. They've got a few days where they are open a little bit later, but mostly they're not.
Right.
Which almost makes it so that you hardly count their Christmas decorations. Because for me, it's all about the lights.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway,
that's when the Christmas decorations really shine. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But it's true that most of the effort in decorating is done with a lot of thought to how it will glow and present at night.
Yes.
So when you're a park that closes at 6 o'clock, and in Florida right now the sun is setting
about
around then, it definitely makes it a little bit more challenging to take it all in.
Yes. So, but like Islands of Adventure, the Seuss area has really good Christmas decorations.
Grinchmas.
Yeah, and then the Hogsmeade Harry Potter section has good Christmas decorations.
Yeah.
But nothing else really.
Right.
I kind of expected some colorful Christmas type stuff in the Marvel area. Is it called Marvel area?
Yeah, Marvel Superhero Island.
Yes, perfect. And the cartoon area.
Yeah.
Do you know what that one's called?
Toon Landing.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't expect there to be Christmas lights in Jurassic Park area or the Kong area.
They could pull a Dino Land.
Yeah.
It would be fun. They won't.
No. Dino Land has that kitschy.
Yeah. Jurassic Park is way more serious.
Yeah. It's so serious back there. You have to feel like you're about to get eaten by a dinosaur.
And on Velociraptor, you will feel near death.
Yeah.
Velocicoaster.
Or I guess when trying to experience that
the
encounter, which I keep every time I walk by it, I'm like, yeah, I should do this. And then I'm like, no, we had gotten line last night. We got in line, and then I was like, we'll do it next time. I need Jake here with me for this.
Oh, we'll do it, and we'll call it Morgan Faces Her Ultimate Fear.
It's not like it's scary. I get it. It's a puppet, but like, sorry if I messed up the magic. But I don't like things jumping at me.
Yeah, it's startling.
That's why I don't like Halloween Horror Nights. And this thing is very unpredictable. This puppet, it's an unpredictable puppet.
They're on the naughty list. That puppet, 100%.
Yeah. So anyway.
So yeah, pockets throughout each
pockets.
part.
Yes.
Pockets and decorations.
That's similar. And in contrast, and I don't know if you're gonna get mad at me for doing this,
Tell me.
To just throw another Florida theme park out there.
Oh,
Busch Gardens.
Tell me.
They've got lights literally everywhere.
Christmas Town.
And everywhere else.
Right.
Yeah. Christmas Town is the name of the section in Busch Gardens.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah, sorry. I thought that was the name of their event.
No,
but you're right.
You
got a
could
Christmas.
Be right. I'm not a Busch Gardens expert.
I've only been to Christmas Town, like the section one time, and it is like its own area.
Yeah, you can meet Santa, and it's like a market and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
get your hot chocolate.
I think that it's a section, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Busch Gardens,
they do it.
Yeah. I would like that's.
It's pretty impressive.
I don't dislike Busch Gardens, but since I'm a Disney super fan and I'm used to Disney tech and the Disney stories and all the magic, I'm not a Busch Gardens like. I'm not going to get a Busch Gardens pass, but like at Christmas, I really would. Why are they beating everybody else with lights? I don't know.
They're really great at it, though. They not only do lights on a bunch of their buildings, like string lights all over a bunch of their buildings.
Yeah.
They also, where they don't have string lights, they'll put up decorations like along the path.
Yeah.
They'll project snowflakes and stuff into the trees.
It's everywhere.
Floodlights of Christmas colors.
I love it.
They just
tunnels. They do a ton of the tunnels that I missed from Epcot.
Love
back
those.
in when I was a kid. They used to have a tunnel that you walked through to get from Future World. I'm just gonna go there,
which is now Past World.
Yeah,
right.
To World Showcase, and I loved that tunnel.
That was amazing. That tunnel is no longer of this world. But Busch Gardens they like to do that.
They have a few tunnels, I think,
and it's very magical.
It is. Anyway, so lights goes to a unexpected
an underdog on our podcast
that we didn't even know is going to be making an appearance.
Good for you, Busch Gardens.
Yeah, go Busch Gardens.
I will say something that Disney very clearly takes pride in is their shopping district decorations, because Disney Springs is very much decorated for Christmas.
Yes.
With not only decorations on the buildings themselves, but also they have a tradition of doing this Christmas tree theme thing where each Christmas tree is decorated to a different IP or
I get
ride.
so frustrated about this every time I think about it. And somebody brings it up and they go, oh, the Christmas tree trail or whatever.
Tell me why.
Because it used to be a section. It used to be an event.
Christmas Town.
Yeah. Yeah, that you would be like, hey, what do you want to do tonight? Oh, let's go see all the trees,
And that was my favorite
and I loved
version of it.
You'd be like, oh, we'll get some friends together and go do this.
Yeah,
and they had Snoke and stuff. And now it's like, oh, there's a tree, and then you have to walk a quarter of a mile, and then there's another tree.
Yeah.
And there's no fanfare to it.
No, and they're scattered all over, and
nobody's even paying any attention.
Yeah, it was, I think, a lot more fun when it was a little trail in a fenced-in area. Yeah. That was cute.
Yeah.
I really liked that.
To me, now it's more like the scavenger hunt things that like they have at Epcot. They have the...
Who is it now? DuckTales?
Chippendale.
Oh,
I'm talking about the tree one.
The holiday one.
Yes, the holiday one specifically is Chippendale's. Oh my God, I just
Christmas tree.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's a scavenger hunt.
It's a scavenger hunt, and just a small percentage of people do it. I do enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
But it is kind of like that now, where if you're in the know, you go find a tree and you'll be like, oh, that's the Haunted Mansion tree.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And sometimes they're cool.
But like they're they're not scattered and sometimes they're not. Yeah.
Do they still do that cookie trail thing? The cookie crawl at Epcot where you go get
I think so. Christmas I think they're doing that this year. We haven't done it yet.
That was kind of fun. I like that. Sorry, that was kind of random.
No, you're good. You're
just
good.
A question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a pretty. Do you have anything else to say about like decorations and lights?
Well, yes. Yes.
Okay.
Well, hold on. Let me make sure this. Oh, decorations and lights and decorations. Cool. Yes. I was making sure you didn't have a separate section. I'm reading Jake's list.
Yeah, the category is called decorations and lights. The first bullet is lights and decorations.
Yeah, that was helpful.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you had a separate section for trees, so I'll go ahead and throw trees in with
Oh,
this.
yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Disney has 1,500 trees around their property,
Oh my God.
approximately.
Oh, that's right. You
Yeah.
told me that a couple
Yeah,
weeks ago. Yeah.
and it's part of our trivia on Neverland Navco on Instagram.
Yeah.
And they iconically, notoriously have some like ginormous trees that
Yeah.
are like
Jaw
absolutely
droppers.
mind blowing.
Mhm.
In every park has one, right?
Mhm.
So in Universal, I only saw one big tree,
Yeah.
and compared to Disney's trees, it wasn't even that big.
Right.
And that was in Universal Studios.
Yeah, in their like New York
Yes.
section.
And so the lack of trees is
I
don't
had
love
not
it.
thought about that, but that is so true. Oh no. In Islands of Adventure they have the big Grinch tree.
Okay.
The big like but
you're right. I was hardly thinking of that as a tree because of
yeah, it's
yeah,
weird.
yeah,
But
yeah.
even still, that's 2. And Disney has like
1,500.
exactly 1,500. So yeah, that is definitely a good point.
To be fair, I don't know what's in the Universal hotels, and the 1,500 certainly includes all of the hotels and stuff like that.
Right, and the Universal hotels do decorate for the
I'm
holidays.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'm not doing a comparison on hotels, so I should leave out the ginormous number, but I'm not going to leave out the huge skyscraper trees that Disney puts in every single one of their parks that I felt like was missing in Universal.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah.
They do
have a few. But they're not
as impressive or as plentiful.
Right. So that's that. And so you were talking about Disney Springs versus City Walk. When I was walking through City Walk recently, I was looking around thinking yesterday. I was looking around thinking like, is this Christmassy? And then I was like, oh, there's a snowflake. So no.
Not really, no. They've got the Coconut Club there on the second story.
Yes.
And
I've heard this is festive.
They changed it during Christmas time to something called the Red and Green Coconut Club. And it's Christmassy in there. But very. But they called the Red Coconut Club during Christmas, they called the Dead Coconut Club during Halloween.
Okay, that actually is creative.
Right, not too bad.
Good job.
Yeah, we'll take it. But that's literally, I think, it for City Walk, pretty much.
And they might have a few Christmas type treats that we're just not aware of at this point. And so I'm not even gonna because you can get a few Christmas type treats at Disney Springs.
Right. I
can't wait, as a matter of fact.
I did not include food in the Smackdown. And part of the reason for that was, number 1, I forgot. And number 2, because we have not tried any of the holiday treats. Have you tried any holiday treats at Universal?
No, but Universal is not as good with snacks and foods and stuff like that. So I haven't seen anything that jumped out at me. Yeah,
we have noticed that. They do a lot less of that like themed, seasonal, promotional food that Disney loves to do. They do it some. They do it some. They've got a lot of Wicked stuff going on at Universal right now. We recently tried some of their offerings for that. I haven't seen very many Christmas offerings, food and beverage wise, from them though. Just like looking around the park,
Yes, I haven't either, and I mean they have less sit down restaurants, so they have less opportunity, I guess, for that kind of thing.
Less of a focus on food as just a thing,
which surprises the crap out of me, and let me tell you why. Because I think that Universal is probably aiming more towards older families,
teens and young adults.
Teens, young adults, families that have teens, as opposed to, I think Disney's primary demographic that they're like going after is probably adults with young children. We don't fit in that, and we're happy Disney people. But that's neither here nor there. So wouldn't it make more sense for Disney to be the ones with the chicken fingers, and Universal that foodie food for the teens and adults? Like they focus so heavily on the drinking aspect in City Walk.
Yeah, and at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes. So I just feel like foodie food would be this type of person that's their
But
demographic.
yeah, I've never thought about it that way, but it makes so much sense if you've got people with a more, theoretically, a more mature
Hmm.
palate, then you might think they might be. And young adults, I mean, you would think they would be the ones Instagramming the very,
Exactly.
you know,
Yes,
trendy
exactly.
food.
Exactly.
So it is
So
confusing.
yeah, I maybe they'll catch up food wise. You know what I mean? We have had a few good things at Universal,
Oh, yeah.
but
We've
not
had bad things too.
we had a lot of bad things.
Yeah.
Bailey said earlier, are there any snacks that you've had that you would recommend? And I was like, there's a lot I would not recommend. Do you want that list?
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
let me tell
true.
you about this wicked waffle.
Should we?
Go ahead.
We had a wicked waffle. We did the wicked experience. It was lovely.
Mhm.
The wicked food stand out front is called Emerald City Eats. We got a waffle from there. It's strawberry waffle with cream and fresh strawberries, a strawberry sauce, and then edible flowers on top. And when I say edible, I want you to know that
No.
I don't mean it.
Yes, I know. I bet that they weren't even edible.
I took a first bite. I did not get a flower. I said, "This is delicious. Morgan, try this." Morgan got a bite. Flower first thing. She spit it out.
I could not keep this in my mouth. It tasted like gasoline.
Then I got a flower and I did the same because the flowers are.
It was like the most bitter kind of chemically taste ever.
And I know what you're thinking, you idiot. You ate the garnish.
No,
They were
everywhere.
all over
Yes.
the whipped
And they were
cream.
teeny tiny.
We had to pick them out of the whipped
and we
cream.
didn't succeed.
We tried our best. We tried our damnedest.
There were probably 50 like teeny tiny flowers all over
Yeah.
this whole thing. It wasn't like possible.
Yeah, the waffle itself was good.
It would have been good without these stupid flowers.
The flowers were an annoyance, absolutely.
And it's not like you needed that to make it fit with the wicked theme.
It was already pink.
It was pink.
Yeah.
You had a pink dessert option and you had a green dessert option. Good job. You fulfilled your
basic assignment.
Yes, your assignment. And then the other drink you got was like a blue lemonade, basically.
Right.
Which makes no sense.
We were confused. They did have pink and green alcoholic drink options. We're not drinkers. We were looking for a mocktail. I got the mocktail, and the mocktail was
blue.
It was.
I haven't seen the movie yet.
It was tasty.
Is there a reason that they be blue?
One of the characters does have a fully blue costume, but when I think Wicked, I don't think blue.
And the drink wasn't named after that character.
No, it was called Ozdust Punch.
No, I'm going to call that a fail. Ozdust would for sure be green.
Maybe, right? You would think it would be like glittery and green.
Yes.
But perhaps like the punch in that actual scene is blue or something and I missed it. I don't know. But we were perplexed.
Yes.
We were perplexed.
And it wasn't worth the money, right?
Yeah.
Or did you like it enough?
Well,
I mean, a good lemonade is worth more than a soda, but I don't know. What was it, like $8?
It was like $8, and truth be told, the primary flavor I was having was just regular old lemonade.
Right.
It did have like a tropical, passion fruity kind of edge to it that I did enjoy.
Okay.
I think theme park drinks inherently are going to be marked up, so I'm not that mad, but in any other context, I doubt I would pay $8 for that.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
It just wasn't. I would get the waffle again, though, despite the fact that the flowers are such an annoyance.
Maybe they can hold the flowers.
Yeah, maybe they can hold the flowers.
I've seen pictures of other people that have gotten it and they only had a couple of these terrible flowers.
Maybe we just got a really overzealous person with the
Or
flowers.
the bottom of the barrel where we got the broken up flowers.
Yeah, maybe
but
we
that's
just
not
had.
Cool.
No. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't put somebody through that.
Yeah. That being said, I do recommend the waffle because it was cute. I just have to tell everyone, please, for the love of Oz, don't eat the flowers.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We got off on a tangent. That's not holiday related.
We did.
At
Hey,
all.
Universal, some more Christmas stuff instead of flowers on the waffle.
Yeah, for real.
All right.
So when we're talking about the shows,
entertainment.
Yeah, I just want to jump back to this Harry Potter Hogsmeade Christmas show.
Tell me.
So, very interesting. This is a projection mapping show on the castle school.
Hogwarts.
Thank you.
The magic of Christmas at Hogwarts Castle.
Yes. And it is a 8-minute show.
Okay.
Which is short.
Pretty short.
Yeah. And
I'm happy with 8 minutes though.
I'm fine with
Sometimes
it.
a projection show be just projections more than 8 minutes.
I actually don't think it even ran the full 8 minutes, but I could be mistaken. So
Happily Ever After is different because it's projections, fireworks, lasers. They got a lot going on. Just projections, I think 8 is fine. But it was less than 8?
yeah, maybe. But so let's say between 6 and 8. They say on their website that it's 8.
So on the short side.
It's short.
Yeah.
Okay. But it runs every 20 minutes. And so when I first read that, I was like, okay, so 8 minutes and then 20 minutes and then 8 minutes. But it's not. The 8 minutes is included in the 20 minutes. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah,
8
after the
minutes
show
on,
starts.
12 minutes off?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
What a schedule.
So on the one hand, this show was short and a little bit lackluster because of it being short, and none of the main characters were like in it.
I was like, what's on the castle? Snow, the Hedwig, the owl, I'm sure.
Yeah, good call. And then there are the ghosts flying around, and they'll sing like carols, kind of.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so just some like snowy kind of things are happening. There's a tree at one point.
Oh, yeah.
But I wouldn't really call it I wouldn't call it super Christmassy, more wintry than Christmassy.
Yeah.
But anyway, short. The thing that I do love about it, and I wish Disney would take a note from this, is because they were doing this every 20 minutes, they basically were like loading people into this viewing area, and then the 8-minute show happened, and then they would leave, and then the next people would come in for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
constant.
So like, I feel like I never get to see the castle projection show because you'd have to get there 3 hours early. You've got to camp. You still have to hope that the person right in front of you isn't too tall,
or that they don't have children on their shoulders.
Oh my God. Yep. Or that they're going to have their flash on or whatever. There's so many factors.
Gosh.
And it's such a lengthy. Yes, exactly. Yeah. This was nothing. Everybody could see it.
Nice.
If I had happened to be behind somebody tall, okay, well, 12 minutes later, they're starting a new one.
You can catch it again.
Yeah.
That is great.
And the not cast members, but whatever you call them at Universal, people that work at Universal,
team members,
were clearly told, like they were posted and told that they must have yelled at people for having their flash on like 6 times.
Wow.
And I was so impressed.
That's great.
Yeah. And
they weren't afraid to yell at you at Universal.
Yeah, but they weren't being mean. They were just like, hey, can you turn your flash off so we can all enjoy the projection? Like, because people don't, I'm assuming people don't know that their flash is impeding the viewing pleasure of everyone around them.
These are the same people who turn their phone on during a movie.
Yeah. Yes. Or they do know and they don't care because they think they're the only people in the world. It's one or the other. But whatever. Yeah. Either way, the cast members or whatever.
Direct involvement.
Yes.
Love that.
Shut it down.
Beautiful.
Yeah. They didn't let anybody start like walking and stopping in front of you. It was great.
That is great.
Really, really well managed in a way that I cannot say I've seen at Disney.
Nice.
So better.
Yeah.
While being not as Christmassy as I would like.
All right.
But that's not really fair. If you're a super Harry Potter fan, you know what it had? The whole area was lit up in these beautiful white lights. And I think it's so classy. And I think that's the vibe that they were going for. It was the British,
elegant,
classy,
Victorian.
Elegant. Yes, all of these things. And that really worked for them. And so then the show worked for them because it was like snowy. It's kind of like how at Animal Kingdom.
Right.
That the Tree of Life show isn't my favorite show because it's like wintry animals.
Yeah.
And not.
But it fits.
But it does fit. It fits, exactly.
You can't
say it doesn't
argue
fit.
that it
like,
doesn't
what do I
fit.
want? Santa? You know what I mean? Like, that's not fair in this area.
Right.
So I can't stress enough how much I loved their show management.
Yeah.
Then at the end of the show, they shot off like one spectacular firework.
Oh, pyro.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So that was cool. Unbelievably well managed. Cool show to see. I love that if somebody had gotten in front of me or had been talking or whatever, I could have just flipped around and saw it again 12 minutes later.
Gotcha.
Yeah, love that.
I will say, Universal, they probably have a lot of expectations for their Christmas offerings because there are so few in terms of entertainment. Because shows wise, it's The Grinch and Friends at Grinchmas Holiday Spectacular.
And I really want to see that, but I didn't get a chance to see it this past
I
time.
want to see that too. Maybe
Yes.
we'll do that next
We'll
time.
have to do that.
And there's this Magic of
I
Christmas
have heard
at Hogwarts
good things
thing.
about this show.
Me too.
The Grinch show is like more aimed for younger audiences, but
Full family
everybody,
entertainment.
yes, everybody will like it from what I've read, and I'm very much looking forward to it.
And it's a set, like it's a musical,
Yes.
which is great.
Right.
So exciting.
I've read that there's a lot of talent. Like,
Ooh.
yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll be excited for that. But it's just those two things. Meanwhile, at Disney, they do have something for each. I wouldn't go so far as to say, actually, that they have something for each park, because Animal Kingdom, other than those projections on the Tree of Life, it's pretty sparse. But at Disney,
yeah, they've got like the dance party over in Dino Land, but who knows what'll happen after Dino Land changes over.
Yeah, as far as shows go, they do add a holiday extension to the Disney Sing-Along over at Hollywood Studios. There is a Frozen Castle Illumination show that goes on at the Magic Kingdom. At Hollywood Studios, they have general Christmas entertainment on the Tower of Terror. They have those projections, but that's not really a show.
I feel like that's the same as the Hogwarts thing.
Oh, okay. That's more comparable.
I think so.
More so than like Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam.
Yes, because this was it was a projection show. It's short, but
not a spectacular.
People don't like. There's not a certain time. It's not like you have to get there hours early. These are all fitting the same things there. So I would compare those two things, and then I would say that they're probably about equal.
Right. Okay, and
the
then
candlelight processional, but that's an extra ticketed event. Oh, I guess it's not. We just did.
You just have to get there early if
right.
you're not gonna
we
buy
bought
the
dining package, right? But we didn't have to do that. I forget because it's always really jamming.
We tend to get if we are trying to see
Neil Patrick Harris.
Although there's a couple that I would be cool to see.
You're psyched to see Ralph Macchio this year, right?
How did you know? Morgan, I would like one Ralph Macchio t-shirt from the Neverland Navigation print shop.
Yeah.
There's also Festival of the Holidays, storytelling entertainment throughout the World Showcase at Epcot.
Yes.
So, in my opinion, entertainment-wise, just from offerings alone, I feel like you got to give it to Disney.
Yeah, agreed.
There is, though, stage shows are not and projection shows are not the only forms of entertainment for the holidays. There's also the parade.
Yeah. So this is difficult because Universal has a holiday parade that anyone can see. It has a showing every night. You know what I mean? I saw it at 5 or 5:30, which was kind of crazy because it was still light out.
Paint the picture. What is the parade like?
The parade is a small version of a Macy's Day Parade. Yeah. So in addition to the rolling floats that you're used to at Disney parades, they also have the balloons that are up in the air.
Cool.
Right. So, but at first, the first one I saw was the Macy's one, and it's like a star and has the word Macy's on it. And I was like, oh, cool. We're going to be advertised to for 30 minutes.
Well, yeah, while you're there.
Yeah.
While they've got you.
So the balloon thing was pretty cool.
I'm sure they had a Grinch.
Yeah.
Balloon.
I don't think a balloon.
Oh, really? Oh, was he on an actual float?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember. I remember a lot of it. I don't feel like I remember the Grinch part. There were like 3 balloons, float, then balloon, then float for Shrek. There were. It was weird what they chose to do and what they chose not to do because like you gave 3 things to Shrek, but then nothing to something else, which was weird. I felt.
And Shrek
they had a Madagascar float.
So they're just letting anybody in their Christmas parade because those characters don't have anything to do with Christmas, right?
Well, the balloon was Gingy.
Oh,
so yes,
okay.
That was the tie-in.
I'm with it. That's cute.
Yeah. I'm not even going to try to name all of them because my brain didn't hold.
How did you enjoy it?
It was fine.
It was fine.
It wasn't as good as the Disney parade that we've seen at night at the Christmas party. But with that being said, you've got to pay so much money.
Right.
They
Separately ticketed.
Yes. They don't give that to everybody except for like a very small amount of time. And it's when pass holders are blocked out.
Right before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes it so hard because, yes, the Disney Christmas parade is magical, but anyone can see the Universal parade, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And the Universal parade might have been better if it were at night, or if I were
It wasn't dark yet?
No, it was like 5 or 5:30. It was dusky, I think is what you called it when we were heading over there. Remember?
Oh no, I do remember that.
Yeah, by the time we were leaving the park after it was over,
I was hoping it would get dark for you before the parade.
No, it was like twilight. So I'm not saying it was terrible, but it wasn't what it could have been.
Gotcha.
That was unfortunate. And they do it at Universal, which is their park that closes earlier, which makes no sense.
No sense at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was fine. It wasn't mind-blowing.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. Honestly, from the pictures that I had seen of it, that was kind of the vibe I was getting from it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to give you any spoilers or information ahead of time.
Right.
But I'm glad you at least
I'm not going to do it
enjoyed
again. Where if that Disney night parade with the lights and everything were available, I would go do that probably more than once a year, every year.
Yeah, that is quite the parade.
So that's the difference. But again, I don't remember if I said this already, but I am a super fan of Disney IP, and that's what I grew up on.
Mm-hmm.
And so that might be a little bit of the disconnect for me.
That feels more like
I don't
Christmas
think I've
to
even
you.
seen Madagascar. So I don't know that
you don't
character.
Like to move it. You don't care.
I want to care, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Oh, they had 3 Minions floats.
Oh.
And they're not Christmassy, but they built, you know what I mean?
They fight a battle with the Minions. I
want to like them.
We want to love the Minions and get in on the Minion mayhem of it all, but I don't think either of us are quite sold yet.
Yeah, and it just doesn't help that we just didn't grow up with that, and we didn't have kids that grew up with that.
No.
So it's harder.
I love Steve Carell as much as the next guy.
Do you?
Sure,
why not? I don't know how much the next guy loves Steve Carell, so...
Don't listen, Steve. Surely the next entrance on our... This is the last thing that I have on here. It didn't make it onto your list. I added it.
Oh.
Was shopping.
Oh.
Just as a difference. I would say the general difference is that Universal loves to do Christmas-themed shopping locations. I think there's one in Islands, and they've got the tribute store, the Christmas tribute store in Universal.
I did walk through that, by the way.
Did you get to experience that? How was it?
It was fine.
Okay. It's just like walk-through themed retail space.
It was very, like, you knew it was pop-up. You know, I knew it was pop-up because you told me it was pop-up.
Uh-huh.
But it was so pop-up. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't...
Did a theme park make this?
Yeah.
Is that what you were
that's
wondering?
what I mean. Like,
no,
it was like, okay, here's a cardboard cutout of a page in a book. Here's a cardboard cutout. You know what I mean?
Was the holiday tribute store less or more slapped together than the Wicked experience?
Oh, that's a really good question.
The Wicked experience, to its credit, did have some like built displays, photo ops, and interactive.
I think it seemed more thrown together than the Wicked experience. But I was shocked at how thrown together the Wicked experience was, considering that we were put on delay for it.
Yeah.
Like, they said it was going to open when, like...
There were a couple things I was looking around at, like the Glinda's bubble photo op, where I was like, I think this looks a little community theater.
That is exactly what the Christmas pop-up store was like.
Really?
It would have like a photo op, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the Wicked photo ops were pretty good. But yeah, a little thrown together was definitely the feeling. So the tribute store was even more. I like the spirit of the tribute store. Oh, cool.
It had multiple rooms that had different themes. So there was like a Grinch theme, and
I did it last year.
Okay.
The holiday tribute store, because I ended up visiting Universal on accident the day before Christmas. But he
was kidnapped.
No, it's just we decided to go at the last minute. It was a whole thing. So I was wondering if it was going to be roughly the same. I felt it was kind of I feel like it's kind of slapped together, but kind of cheesy and fun. I feel like Universal is not afraid to be kind of cheesy and fun.
All
And
right.
that's how I felt about the tribute store. I didn't know if you would feel. I didn't know if you would like it or not.
They had, when you walk in there, there's like, if you see a square, that means to touch it. If you see a circle, that means to smell it. And I'm like, there is no way.
What?
And then people were like walking around and smelling these like circles on the wall. And they're
Really?
like, it doesn't smell like anything. And I'm like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever
They're
seen.
pranking you guys.
Yeah, they're like it was like a kid's book. You know what I mean? Like this is scratch and sniff, and this is feel the texture. And
What?
it was so weird.
That is strange.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the sensory playground that used to exist at Wonders of Life in Epcot, but much less fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like sciencey though.
Yeah.
Right? You mean in Wonders of Life where you would, it was like you were learning a lesson where you would touch something and then you touch something else and then that felt cold, but it wasn't.
Yeah, so you like put on headphones and it did something.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of little stuff like that. This is just sniffing a wall.
That felt like going to that was exactly. It's not like that because that was like a science experiment.
This is just a prank. Well, okay, but something that you can say about both is there's a lot of holiday-themed merchandise across both resorts.
Sure. There's way more at Disney.
There is way more at Disney, but there's a lot of Grinch, general Christmas stuff.
I am a little obsessed with that Christmas shop that appears to be there year-round at the front of Islands of Adventure. It's beautiful.
That is
hey, there's their best Christmas decorations in the entire park are right there.
Yeah, I love being in there. And it's connected to like a bakery, so it smells like chocolate in there sometimes.
It sure does.
What could be better?
Yeah. I think all Christmas stores should be connected to a bakery.
I agree. That motion is passed.
Yeah.
All right. That's
the
about...
The Seuss Christmas area was cute too, though.
Oh.
I do wish in Magic Kingdom that we had more like that. Like, why aren't they... Yeah, why aren't they doing a whimsical Christmas area even in, the Fantasyland or
Tomorrowland, wherever, yeah. I agree with that. I wish they would do more general Christmas around the parks, although I know at Islands of Adventure they don't really do it for half of that park either.
No, it's less than half. It's Harry Potter, it's the Seuss area.
Right. The Seuss area is great though. I like that they have the Grinch as their big Christmas thing that they do. They're anti-Santa. And they go all the way with a meet and greet, a show. They've got the tree. Like, they make a whole big spectacle out of it.
Yeah.
I think that's fun.
That meet and greet is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a 4-hour wait the other day.
I know, and I see that now there's been some drama about the paid character breakfast meet and greet that you can do with the Grinch.
Yeah.
They've got one of those in the circus. What do you call that? The Circus McGurkus quick serve restaurant they have there in Seussland, and people paid for a Grinch meet and greet and breakfast, and they got their breakfast, and then they had them line up for 2 hours to meet the Grinch.
No.
Yeah.
I would have been upset.
That's no bueno.
Right.
Don't like that. But anyway, to make a long story short, there's a lot to see
at both.
At either of these. It's just kind of different.
Yeah.
It's different vibes.
Yeah.
I
would suggest if you're really into Christmas and the Christmas vibe, and that's what you're going for, that you try to go to Universal on a day where both parks are open later, which does happen. It just doesn't happen often enough.
Yeah, you got to check that calendar.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you one final question before we dip out.
Okay.
If you could spend the holidays at one of the theme parks fully decorated for Christmas, which theme park would you be in?
You mean as they decorate it?
As they decorate
Not
it.
Like I get to go crazy.
No, you can't bring back Osborne.
I can't take Osborne's spectacle of lights and just throw them everywhere.
I knew you were going to say that.
Okay. I would pick Disney.
Which one?
Oh, you want me to pick a specific
Pick
park?
a park, yeah.
Hollywood Studios.
Me too. That's just magical.
Yeah.
That retro Christmas does it for me every time.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, that was kind of fun.
That was fun.
Yeah, not so much of a smackdown, more of a discourse. A cheerful little holiday discourse. If you would like to join the conversation, then please find us online on Instagram and TikTok at Neverland Navco. It would be a gift to us to see you there on our other social platforms.
Yeah, and if you want a shirt, we have an Etsy shop called Neverland Navigation on Etsy. But the trick to it is you have to send a message telling us what you like, and then we send you some shirt design ideas. So if you want an Osborne Spectacle of Lights shirt, I have one. Obviously,
of course,
I can make that for you. Whatever you want, you just send a message and say, "Hey, Morgan, this is what I like," or "This is what my spouse likes," or "This is what my kids like. Do you have any ideas?" And I'll send you some ideas.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Until hey, you know what? We've got some Christmas presents to wrap. So we'll see you on
our next adventure.
Goodbye.
Bye.